usually do several small drawings, and then I will select one. I will scale it to this particular proportion and dimensions that I want to work with. I take that cartoon, blow it up, and then bring it here and trace that onto Mylar, and sometimes I change it as I'm tracing it, sometimes I don't. The color doesn't necessarily relate to the initial inspiration at all. If I have an idea of a palette that I want to work with, I will dye one hue, maybe several hues. I usually do a full gradation of color. The point of this process is that I can totally match a color again. If I were to weave one of my harmonic oscillations in red, it's going to feel different as opposed to one that I might weave in blue. We use a swift, an umbrella swift, and a ball winder, and take the yarn and spread out the skeins onto the umbrella swift and wind it into balls. Once I have the balls of yarn, I will take the 3 singles I want to use to create the color I want, apply them together on the spinning wheel. I take the yarn and I wind it onto the small Obusan bobbins, which I use at the loom. I label them carefully because a lot of them look the same, and put them in a place where I can keep them in order. And once I've done that, it's time to take the cartoon and to suspend it from underneath the warp and to actually dot it onto the warp. Once the tapestry is finished, it comes off the loom. There's a whole list of things that I do when it comes off the loom, and that takes time. I know and I realize from experience that the tapestries are always going to take on their own life. They're always going to have an appearance that's different from what I had initially imagined when I began the process. And that's okay with me. It's part of my being a creator.